Hi everyone, these are the things I learned from the Thanksgiving service of 19th June 2021. We were taught about our faith, our concerns towards the will of God. We were also told that if you do the will of God, it should be according to the concerns of God. You are separated from God, from Christ, if you lost the faith. So we should hold fast our faith, keep our faith, and not lost it. Then we were also told that if you don't put attention towards your faith, you can be a target of the enemy. Then a conscience towards God will enjoy. We are told that our conscience towards God will enjoy. We enjoy better things if we show concern towards God. Then it is a good conscience if it is towards God. But if it is not towards God, it is a bad conscience. There is a conscience towards the devil, and also there is the one towards God. The conscience towards God will always do good works. It will always do greater works for the Father. So keep the faith and the good conscience. Because if you don't keep the good conscience, you will be lost from the faith, and that is the target of the enemy. Because according to the Bible tells us in the book of Second Corinthians 11 verse 3 that our mind should not be corrupt. Our mind should not be corrupt, but of the simplicity of Christ. So our mind should not be corrupt. It should be of faith to the things of God. Because if we let the devil take hold of our faith, he will corrupt it. Because the devil is just like a lion. He's just roaring, seeking whom he can devour. So we should not give him room to devour us, because greater is he who is in us than he who is in the world roaming around. Jesus is the one that we carry, and Jesus is greater than any other challenge of life. So for us to also keep our faith, we need to keep obeying the laws of Christ. We need to keep obeying the doctrine of Jesus Christ. Then we should know that we should obey the teachings of Christ that has been taught to us, because it is a pure conscience, because we have been taught several times teachings of doctrines. Glory be to God for the Church of God, who has really been feeding us with the word of God. Because if you don't obey the doctrines of Christ, then it means you want to obey the one that the devil has presented to you. If what you do is against the will of God, then something is wrong with your conscience. That means it is against the law of God. The book of 1 Corinthians 10, in the 1 Corinthians 8 verse 10 says that you should not eat meat that is commanded to the idols, because if you intentionally eat what has been offered to the idol, it means you will be corrupt. We should learn to listen to the conscience that is godly. Whatever is not of faith is sin. Whatever is not of faith is always sin. So we should know that anything we are doing, we should be conscious. We should be careful of whatever we are doing, because he that believeth have no doubt. Because a double-minded person lacks faith. Do all the things you do with love, without waiting for reward from men. We don't need to wait for men to reward us before we know that we want to do any good works. So we should do it with all our heart. Faith is your start. Our start is faith. If you lost the faith, then you should know that you have lost everything. When you are baptized, you will be given a conscience towards God. So baptism, love, hope, and faith go together. When you are doubting, you are not in faith. And we should know that. We should not forget that. The might of we should not forget that we are in the middle of a battle, and faith is the target of the enemy. So we should know that in the middle of the battle we are always a conqueror, because Bible say, "Be of good cheer, I have overcome the world." Because although Christ has told us earlier that the world we have tribulations and all that, but we should be of good cheer. So a good conscience is a conscience that has faith and it can never be rejected. We should not reject it. We should have a pure conscience to keep faith. We should keep checking the conscience we have.